one of the most premium priced pieces. But you think, I'd love some headphones. Well, you got them around. You'd love some headphones. I'll do the same myself. I'd love some headphones to be able to, not just around the house, which you certainly could do this as you're going about your work in the home, but also when you're out and about. Going for a walk, going for a jog, going skiing, going canoeing, whatever you care to do, going hiking. Now, I've got Bluetooth headphones from Bose and the price for $149.95. This is where, again, you're switching off the rest of the world. You've got this in the ears. One thing I know, I was saying this to David only yesterday when we chatted, I've got some Bluetooth speakers, headphones myself, not Bose. And you know what? I am constantly, and I mean constantly, having to readjust them. These sit perfectly, comfortably, unobscured, perfect, with the best sound you could possibly get.
You know, comfort is such an important thing when you're thinking about wearing headphones all day, particularly if you're on the go. And we design headphones, again, the Bose sound experience is always going to be second to none, and you'll find it here. But we've taken the next step in terms of engineering a headphone that not only gives you the Bose experience of sound, but gives you comfort and stability as well. See, there are headphones out there that if you were to put these are in-ear style headphones, that they might fall out at just the simple, as soon as you begin to start to run or you start to exercise a little bit. Now, you're not going to find a way to get these headphones that just kind of, you have to jam it into your ear. And we find that the SoundSport design lends itself to full stability and comfort throughout your day. We call it our Stay Here Plus tip. It's strategically designed around hundreds of hours of research of hundreds of different types of ears to stay firmly and comfortably in your ear while you're exercising, you're on the treadmill, you're lifting, you're doing any of those things that go along with working out, maybe being a little bit more active. These headphones will stay rock solid. And we also know that there's an incredible amount of different, sizes of ears out there. We include 3 different sizes of ear tips. So the ear tips themselves come in small, medium, and large to ensure that you get the best possible fit regardless of your ear size. So you can feel confident that while you're on the go, while you're on the move, you're exercising, you're just even going for a walk down the street, that these are going to stay put in your ear and you're not going to have to jam them into your ear canal. The design of them specifically makes it so that it spreads the load out across the ridge of your ear so that it just feels like you have this elegant, very, very soft, but very stable tip design in your ear so that you get the best of both worlds. You get great quality sound and you get comfort and stability too.
You know what I love about Bose is that they haven't just rested on their laurels and thought, okay, we got the speakers right, let's just sit there. But I mean, one of the things that we all well know is that it then comes to portability. Now, they've gone ahead and not just created a wireless Bluetooth headphones, but they made them also splash-proof, water-resistant, sweat-proof. So in our daily lives, as we're going out, whether we're going for a jog or a walk or a ride on the bike or hiking or out and about or in the garden, because this will get received the signal from your Bluetooth device up to 30 feet away. So you can actually have your smartphone or your tablet or computer, whatever it is, sitting there, but then you can be moving around freely and still be able to hear the music. And for less than $150.
And that's the benefit of having a truly wireless headphone that can stand up to the rigors of everyday movement. I take these with me when I go for a walk. I bring the dog with me and we go around the block a few times. And I don't have to worry that if we get caught in a rain shower or if I decide to pick it up to a jog, not really likely, but imagine I really did, then I would absolutely be okay with that because this is built to withstand that. It's an IPX4 water-resistant certification, meaning that it can withstand water splashing from any direction. I was actually just talking to my sister out in Montana a little bit earlier, and I sent her a pair of these because she's just going back to the gym, getting started with a personal trainer, and she told me that the gym can be very scary when you just go get back into it and you haven't been there yet. And what better way to enjoy that workout process more than with having your own sound and enjoy your own music and sort of isolate yourself in the gym. But at the same time, you don't have to worry about, oh man, are my headphones they're gonna fly out after I'm been on the treadmill for 10 seconds? Are they gonna be uncomfortable after I wear them for a certain period of time? Bose technology has taken care of all of that. We exhaustively research all kinds of different situations to ensure that these headphones stay still and comfortable in your ears while always faithfully reproducing every nuance of all the music that you're listening to. So you get comfort, you get stability, you get Bose quality performance, you get water resistance, and you get it entirely wirelessly as well. It is something we are truly proud to be able to bring to life because it really personifies what Bose is all about. Great sound, simply.
And you know what? For basically $1 a day with our FlexPay, it's $29.99. We're going to deliver them for free, and you get to experience them. Maybe you've tried Bluetooth headphones. Maybe you wanted to try the Bluetooth headphones. You don't necessarily have a store nearby that actually stocks these. Now, we have 3 colours available right now, and that's available right now, because obviously, as we've shown you with previous items, things do sell out. So we have the black, we have the aqua, and then we have the citron. We have those 3 colours that are available right now. They come with the case. You do one FlexPay of less than $30, we'll deliver it for free, and you'll be able to experience. And it made, you know, if you're looking at this and saying, hang on, I could do it with a TV soundbar, I could certainly do it with that amazing little SoundLink Bluetooth speaker as well, and I love those headphones. You know you can do a FlexPay on every single item here at HSN. The entire allotment's going to be delivered to you for free. In fact, one of the 5-star reviews talked about giving one of these items, gave 7 away as gifts. You're looking at this. Birthdays, anniversaries, Mother's Day coming up. Maybe Mum likes to keep active and do some things. This is a gift for her. This is a gift for anybody that just loves music. And I think that resonates with so many of us. You know, it doesn't matter what type of music we like to listen to. It doesn't matter what talkback radio we like to listen to, or app, or some of the things that you find online. We want to hear them the best possible quality. And now this takes it to another level. Not just in sound, but also ease of use and the fact that it's splash resistant. I mean, to have that sweat resistant, be able to move around with this and not be concerned about that is huge.
Yeah, splash resistance is something that we worked tirelessly on to be able to bring to a headphone. Again, it's not something you kind of think of when you think of headphones as being able to bring them out in the rain.
No way.
But we know that plenty of people, when they're working out, that, you know, okay, you can sweat. And also when, you know, you're working out, maybe you're going for a jog outdoors, it can start raining. So we don't want people to be afraid of bringing high quality technology into those environments. So we design the technology to go into those environments with you. Now, I think about all of the different applications that you might, you know, want to enjoy better sound in, all of those various places where enjoying music could really make the experience better. I know, like I say, I mentioned I go for a walk with the dog, and it is really nice to bring music with me. And I should mention that built into the headphones is a microphone and the capability for speakerphone connectivity with your device. So while I'm walking that dog and I get a phone call, I hear the ring right in my ear. I have an inline microphone that's right here that picks up the sound of my voice. I can answer and end the call right from a button that's built right onto the mic. And from there, I can enjoy that seamless phone call experience, talk to my caller, they can hear me beautifully, I can hear them, and when the call is over, my music just begins again, and it's an entirely seamless experience. This is something that, for the type of person who's in motion, you're on the go, this is invaluable to be able to transition from music to that phone call and back again. So
you know,
we're really...
Dave, the other thing that we haven't touched on in the entire hour is that so many people have experienced, and maybe they did go ahead and make that investment in themselves with audio equipment many years ago and a piece of Bose equipment. They say, it's still as good today as it was the day I bought it. Meaning these are built to last.
That's right.
Anything that you buy. Now I say that because so many, let's be honest, in this day and age, a lot of electrical items are freely almost considered disposable items, right? You will find that not just for a few months, not just for a few seasons, but many, many years to come, you're going to be using these headphones. You're going to be using the speaker system. You're going to be using that sound bar. And you're going to be remembering this day that you literally stopped listening to music, to movies, to all those sorts of things with inferior sound quality. You've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Maybe this weekend is one of the final weekends where you're listening to your favourite radio show on a Sunday morning. You're tuning in, or maybe taking some time out and listening to some favourite music tracks. It's the last weekend where you're going to be listening to them in just okay quality. We want you to have the best. Do one FlexPay of what, $29.99, and we'll send it straight out to you. But as I said, this is a jam-packed show. This is the final presentation of this one right now. We have the black, we have the aqua, and yep, we have the citrine still available. Comes with a case, $29.99. So whether you're hiking, jogging, skiing, cycling, aerobics, treadmill, whatever you do, you're always wired for sound, which is fantastic. Now, we're coming up with an item next which took 12 years in development. When you hear about Mr. Bose being so specific and so particular, it's not surprising. But those of you who know about Bose, you would have heard about the Soundwave. Well, guess what? That's coming up next. It is going to be a huge offer. And do not go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to tempt you some more.